It's Thursday night. All ye critters, come join us. It's time to continue our flight. There is magic and mystery from darkness. Our friendship will rise. But one thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight. Oh, get ready. It's Thursday night.
And welcome back. So, last we left off, Bell's Hells had made their way to the Heartmoor hamlet on the northern edge of the Odiran Wilds, both to meet up with an individual who was present for the assassination of the Loomis twins and gain some information about that thread that has been tugging since the beginning of you meeting each other, and to check into a particular gig that was given to you, Ashton.
Yep.
To meet up with an individual, a Mr. Ivan Hydroga, who is the owner, purveyor, and the excitable figure behind the Twilight Mirror Museum here in the Heartmoor hamlet, who, after a botched break-in at Hexham's Manor, decided to show off how stringently strong and effective his museum's defenses have been constructed and upped since. And you are all sent by Hexham as part of a wager to break in and steal a particular item within this museum before sunrise. Upon meeting Mr. Hydroga himself, he gave you a few ground rules. You have until sunrise, starting at midnight, so roughly 5.5 or so hours to find within the museum, which resides somewhere in his ridiculous manor, a particular object, specifically the wind folly, which is an earring. You also are not the only ones doing this. There is a secondary team that is sponsored by Mistress Isha Sabanis that is going to be competitively searching for this at the same time. The winner, which can procure this object and return it to the hands of Mr. Hydroga before the sunrise, wins. And should nobody do it, he wins his wager, and you all go home dejected. For those of you who survive. To be fair, he did say that he put a lot of traps and said they're not intentionally fatal, so I'm sure you'll be fine. But as you gather yourselves, gathered your materials, did some shopping, found out some interesting history and some connections between the ruddy moon Ruidus and the sky, you all gathered outside of the museum. And at the strike of midnight, Mr. Hydroga said, "Go!" And you are off. What are you doing?
Jeez.
Are the gates open?
You are inside the courtyard right now.
Okay.
I take off running left.
Left.
We're all going left.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the right.
So, as you rush off to the left-hand side, what are you looking for? What are you doing?
Are there any root cellar doors along the left side of the building?
You do not see any root cellar or cellar doors on this side of the building. There are 2 windows. It looks like they are glass paned and have bars placed on the exterior of them, as well as curtains on the inside that are preventing you from seeing what's inside.
Second floor windows? Ground floor window.
These are ground floor.
I might try and just make that distance
Yeah,
on
and see.
the backside.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Yeah, we're going.
So we have Ashton and Chetney are both dashing off to the far end side. You turn the corner and glance, and you can see there are other sets of windows. You can also see that immediately at the initial glance, there is a rope dangling from what looks to be a second floor window where there are a couple of figures that are currently climbing up.
Oh, they made it in already!
I yell also back, the second floor, they're going to the second floor!
I'm gonna go and give it a nice big. I'm gonna run up and give it a nice big thump.
I got a lot of adrenaline.
Okay, you rush up to the side, which you're relatively quick.
Yeah.
You grab the base of the rope, and you can see one of them is currently holding onto the bars of the outside of the window where the rope is affixed to, and the second one you can see is about to climb up, looks down and sees you rushing up and goes, "Yo!" All you hear is this voice, and I wouldn't say there's enough light at the speed you're trying to see exactly who, but you hear a voice go, "You gotta be fucking kidding me!" Right as you grab it, and I'm gonna say, go ahead and make a strength check.
All right.
Come on.
Shake that tree.
That's 20. I'm just being a dick.
While this is happening, Matt, I'm going to start cutting through some bars.
Do you want to do it on the first floor or the?
I can't jump.
All right. One of them manages to hold on, which is the one that's at the top, who currently actually holds on to the bars on the outside and kind of gathers herself. The one that's in the process of climbing up suddenly goes flying off as the rope arcs and lands about 15 feet away from the side of the building. They rolled really low and slams into one of the nearby rose bushes. You hear the crashing of roses and you hear, oh, from the inside. Are you going to help me or not?
Yeah, all right. Come on.
All right. He's going to kick you right in the nuts.
Oh, shit!
That's going to be a 21 to hit.
That hits.
I can't believe you helped him up.
So you take,
trying to be cool.
we'll say you take 1 hit point of damage.
All right.
And you just crack right to your groin. You can decide on how much that affects you or not.
That will just be.
And immediately begins to leap past you, pushes past you to scamper back up. And as they do, they cut the rope beneath them as they get about 10 feet up.
So Matt, when he fell, I turned invisible.
Okay.
And I started climbing up the rope.
Okay, hell yeah.
So I'll be right above him.
All right. So right as you're climbing up, you glance up and you can see that the other figure there is the hairless Qatari figure.
Yes.
Who at this point is kind of arms through the bar and is, you can see, like cutting with this strange device a circle into the glass about roughly this big.
They got glass cutters.
So as you're climbing up the rope, you start seeing the figure there is like cutting through, and says, come on, down through you as you feel the rope begin to move, and now the goblin's climbing up behind you, and you're kind of like pincer between the two of them as the other one is kind of in the process of cutting through the glass.
Are there any windowsills or anything that I could latch onto if I
You could try and leap from the rope to the other side of the bars, because the window itself is probably about 6 feet across.
I'll give it a shot.
I'm walking.
Okay.
Otherwise, he's coming out my butt.
Go ahead and roll acrobatics for me if you don't mind.
Come on.
That's cocked.
Totally
Cocked.
13.
13's not too bad, not too bad. You kind of like kick off the side of the building a little bit to kind of scoot and give yourself a little bit of a push. Unfortunately, with the weight beneath it, it doesn't get as far as you want. You kind of have to like hope and pray that you have just enough, and you just catch the bottom bar and dangle there for a second. The rope shifts for a second, and the goblin bottom goes like, "Whoa! Stop moving it! do anything!" You hear like the circle of the glass get pushed in. It doesn't shatter, just onto the ground. With inside the building is, come on, grabs the arm of the goblin, and the two of them, which are lithe enough, kind of scoot through into the interior.
Oh, they
of
can
the
go
second
through the
floor.
bars?
The bars are about that wide, and both of them are just thin enough to scoot through.
So you could go. We just gotta break the glass and you go in.
I'll follow just behind them if I can before they try and seal it up or anything.
Okay, yeah, yours definitely small enough to be able to scoot in through the same space.
I'm gonna hightail my way to the rest of the group and tell them what just happened.
Anybody got something?
Orin pops through the air and lands against the bars, and I'm going to try to see if I can slide through since I'm so...
But there's glass.
But there's glass.
You gotta break the glass.
The glass is behind the bars?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I kick it.
Okay, go ahead and make a shank.
Slice your foot off.
It's gonna be one of those, isn't it?
6 total.
6 total. You kick back
One of those.
the glass.
I can see it right in his eye.
Fucking windows. am I right?
Ashton! Break this!
I'm running by. I guess I see what's happening without breaking stride. I'm just gonna take a swing at the bars and just see what happens.
Okay.
Nice.
The whole window like spider cracks and shatters into pieces, shards of it falling outside and inside the building.
Oh,
The
no.
curtains kind of get tugged and pulled, and you get a little bit of a glance of the dimly lit interior. There's like some semblance of low, kind of warm, almost like a fire or candlelight inside, and that's mostly dark. But you can, now with the glass pushed past there, you can go ahead and like squeeze through.
Okay.
You land into what looks like some sort of a dining chamber. There's very little light, and most of it's coming from other rooms. You can see there's one open kind of archway, a little bit across into the right of where you are, that leads into some sort of like a foyer type entryway, where some light source is coming from, and there's a faint light coming from the left-hand opening that goes into like a kitchen.
I can help you,
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up and put my hands on the bars and just scream and shake them. And I'm gonna cast heat metal.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Make an opening.
Okay, so first you go ahead and start shaking the bars, and they start glowing this like
Okay,
dull
that's cool.
orange to a bright orange, and they will burn your hands if you continue to hold on to it. Well, you are a wildfire spirit druid. I'll say for the purposes of this, because it is not a combat scenario, if you want to just go ahead and bear down and embrace that like wildfire spirit, so you can maintain holding onto the bars. And as you do, as you clutch, you can see like the edges of Fern's fingers also begin to glow to this dull orange, to like a bright orange, to match the color of the metal. And as you see it, the heat around it's causing the air to like shift and ripple. And right at that moment, you realize this is where the metal's at its softest for what the spell can get it to. You glance over, make contact with Ashton.
Put it in.
All right, I'm gonna go for that.
Begins to spread apart even further. Eventually, it takes you a few minutes to do it, but between all of you working together to wedge back and forth, the metal begins to push and drag and push and twist and push until there is a gap enough there where any of you could comfortably pass
All
through.
right, let's get in here. We spent 10 minutes fucking open a window. Let's go.
Go.
As soon as we get in there, I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself.
You got it.
And
Okay.
was there one door out of here?
2 doors.
2 doors.
There's one kind of across the way, a little bit to the right, that seemed to go to like a foyer space, and the one to the left seems to go into almost like a kitchen. You can see there are some curtains hanging from this this kitchen archway door. There's no actual door, but you can just see past them a little bit of faint light and elements. Looks like a countertop with some cooking utensils that catch your eye.
I'm gonna pitter-pat across the room to the first door you described and just like look at is it open or shut?
This door is partially, ever so faintly ajar.
Blade comes out and the tip touches just above the doorknob and I push it open to get a better look through.
You glance inside and you're now looking into the inside of the main foyer of this manor. You can see to your left there is a large, wide curving spiral staircase that just curves up into the second floor landing to your left. It looks like there's spaces in the side of each part of the base staircase before it begins to do the wide curve, where you can see little tables, looks like little closets. You can see more of these large paintings that have other elements of beautiful Exandrian locales and locations with faint elements of Hydroga in them. You can see there are 2 statues that resemble him, both kind of framing both sides of the entryway to each staircase, both partially nude, hands up towards each other, mirroring each other, like they're weird, angels about to blow on the horns to call himself down. It is a unique display. There is 2 kind of glowing red orbs that sit within a cage lantern setup that give the faint light to the interior atmosphere. To the right of you, you can see the front doors from where you originally met Hydroga and kind of the exterior of where you were gathering before this all started. Across the way, you can see there is a closed door to a chamber beyond that way.
Statues, do you want to take a look at those? Anybody?
We could.
Are they going to vaporize me if I walk between them?
They're holding
might.
cage door.
We should give it a second. Do y'all have any...
The handle on the door across the way at the closed door begins to return.
Wait, okay.
Draw your weapons,
So
get ready.
what are you all doing?
Oh, wait. A movable rod. Click, click.
Oh!
Up against the door.
Okay!
Oh, it's opening out?
That's
I think so.
Or is it opening in?
You'll find out.
Get in the door handle. Get in the door handle.
Get it in the door handle so when they try to pull, yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah, in between the door handle and the door. So it, yes.
It's either way.
Yes.
Either way.
So it's the other way.
Okay.
That's a good
so
idea.
you rush in, right as it, and you can see it looks like someone was in the process of unlocking it from the other side.
Fuck you guys.
It does pull in, but the arrangement does. And you hear a voice. Shit. And you hear footsteps get quieter and quieter.
They're going another way.
All right.
You did it. You defeated the bad guy. I'm going to cast Locate Object, saying the word Wind Folly and describing with my mind the shape and make of this earring,
The lapis.
the lapis earring, and see if I can get any sort of ping. If I'm unfamiliar with the object, it says I can locate any a particular kind of jewelry or apparel or furniture or tool or weapon. But I also know the name of it.
You know the name of it, and it's been described to you.
Yes.
So yes, in casting Locate Object, you focus, close your eyes, and as you kind of extend your automaton consciousness outward, you feel the magic kind of spread like a soft fog, and then suddenly get pulled like a wind grabs it and pulls it down.
Down. It's It's downstairs. It's downstairs.
You do hear some faint footsteps from the second floor above, at which point we come to you as you have climbed into a room. But you can see the one Qatari is currently like waiting at the side just as you kind of jump in. It's like literally to the left of you as you kind of glance and get the spin. You look over and see that they're right there going, come on, come on. And they go ahead and start helping the goblin in through the bars and into the room behind you. Okay. Now you're trying not to be hurt. I need you to make a stealth check for me.
Puckapee.
24.
24, okay. They both get inside the room. Take a minute to glance around. They do not seem to notice you, and you kind of carefully make sure that you're not keeping too close. They start glancing around. You can see them immediately starting to search underneath the bed, searching the other cabinets quietly, kind of like you get the sense quickly that they are very experienced burglars. They have gloves on, they have materials. The goblin goes on the other side and goes underneath this like beautifully carved nightstand element. He goes, oh, I think I found something.
Yep.
Something in the ceiling shifts open and you see a reflective surface above the bed.
Oh.
They both go. Presses it again. It closes. The goblin chuckles to himself for a second before the Qatari's like, just keep doing the job. And they both leave the room. They both rush to leave the room. We're gonna close the door behind them.
I'm gonna follow the goblin.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just tailing him.
Right. The goblin goes over to the pearlescent door, kind of listens in, goes and starts like checking the sides, like carefully, like not quite putting his fingers to it, but like inspecting the edges of it. Goes, pulls out tools, familiar tools, and starts going into the lock there, while the Qatari goes around to the red door and begins doing the exact same. They're both just kind of simultaneously casing elements. Qatari, as it's looking through, turns back and goes, how do you think the others are faring? I haven't heard anything. At which point you hear resistance, like a door is having a hard time opening from down below. And they both go, shit, is that them?
I'm gonna sneak back to the door that we came out of.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take out the fishing line that we got from that store. I'm gonna tie a little loop around the doorknob that we just left.
Yeah.
And tie it across the hallway to like the bottom of the banister railing. So there's a thin diagonal piece of fishing line just going from the door to just covering the walkway.
While you were having that interaction, we decided that Laura's actually going to be doing the investigation.
I'm going to be looking. And I rolled with advantage because Ashton's helping me.
Yeah.
So that is a 21.
A 21, okay. You take a few minutes in this central kind of foyer area. You go ahead and check those as you pass by the two statues. There is a brief moment where you smell like a change of in the air, like a like a faint, almost like a sense of electrical fire.
Ozone.
Before I need both of you to go ahead and roll dexterity saving throws.
Oh, we knew
it.
We knew it.
Yeah, 20.
Would have been, yeah.
20.
Yeah.
That's
I'll
a
just keep
success.
rolling forward. Fallible.
19.
Success. All right.
Anything we don't dispel.
I didn't.
possibility
I
of
hadn't
popping
really.
back.
Yeah, I hadn't put the. I made a map.
You both take half damage, so you both only take 8 points of lightning.
Oh,
Great.
that's not so bad.
So you just like jump forward as soon as you hear and you glance to the side just enough to see both the statues, their eyes. These extremely gaudy statues. The eyes just kind of glow a bright bluish white color before they strike in the center. This like blast of lightning, almost like the two sides of a Tesla arc, just kind of in the center, and you both just dodge out of the way. Catches you in the shoulder, catches you in the side of the torso, and you both kind of roll to the ground and get up. And that sucked, but you're fine for now. You also look back at the statues, and where the eyes are, there's these like dark burn marks, like with the smoke kind of up the side. And you see,
Oh, it was a one-time.
Maybe.
Or
Or it hasn't
Could be
recharged
recharging.
yet.
Yeah.
all you see around you are the various paintings that are all staring at you from different positions and different displays.
Is he wearing an earring in any of the paintings?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I was gonna start pushing the paintings aside to see what's behind them.
Okay, you're gonna start looking through the
Yeah.
paintings. So you start going behind the different paintings. It's just wooden walls, beautifully stained wooden walls, but wooden walls. Never
And there are
Nothing behind
there
them.
are doors to other rooms here.
There is one other door across the other side of the foyer.
And that's where you
Orm's
went.
headed back through to look for the Downton Abbey.
Correct, and we'll
entrance
get to you in
downstairs.
just a second, and we'll get back to you.
Right, then I'll look behind the paintings as well.
Okay.
How are the orbs looking right now?
The orbs are just kind of this
They're still
dull-
glowing the same?
Yeah. In checking through the other paintings on the side of the wall that's facing the staircase itself, what you see before you is a beautiful kind of base of a tower that rises up. And at the base of it, you see Yvonne kind of standing next to it and just going, and it has a plaque underneath that says, Yvonne standing beside the historic tower of Duadio, the Golden Dream, Isilra. And as you kind of pull it aside, you can see right behind it, there is a door.
Oh!
Damn!
Yes! Call on the paintings!
Over here.
Orm went to the kitchen.
Oh, here. I'll send a message.
Well, in the interim,
Oh, yep, let's go to Orem.
hold that message. Orem, you rushed off to the kitchen. You step in past the kind of curtains on the inside, and you can see there's a large slab, kind of almost like an island. You can see there's a slate, like L counter across the way, and there's these heavy racks with all manner of like butcher knives and blades and large metal forks that are all just kind of hung from it and dangling, a whole manner of cooking implements. The opposite side has like this beautiful, like metallic, almost like a slate decor element in the wall. As you walk through the center of the room, you feel this like buzz sensation. To your
Well, I
right.
pull the rose off of my belt and start backing up.
Okay. As soon as you feel the buzz and you notice this, you pull the rose out and you start backing up. The buzz is coming from your right-hand side, which is that large kind of metallic slate slab that's affixed to the wall. And you just have just enough mind to glance to your left, and you see all the utensils that are hanging on the wall. Stand up at attention before walking across. You drag towards the edge. I need you to make a dexterity save.
Oh, come on. Please don't get stabbed in the face.
Terrifying.
That is a 16.
A 16. So you dart back as fast as you can before about 6 things pierce you in the shoulder. You roll with it because you've been dueling and bobbing and weaving in combat, so you manage to roll with it, which reduces the impact. Just you barely hit the number. 16 was the
my
DC.
God.
So as you roll with it, it hurts, but you know it could have been a lot worse. None of them pin you to the wall. None of them pierce all the way through you.
I start. So those are all now lodged into the.
They're all
opposite.
now stuck to the wall, and then suddenly the buzzing stops, when they all just clatter to the ground and off the counter. You all now, at this point,
We are very
hear
loud.
this loud ruckus as you're having this conversation. You hear this too, at which point the goblin goes, shit, something happened, and he darts off before flipping over, getting caught in the middle of the fishing line, and falls flat on his face before, oh, shit! The Guitari off the side goes like, what the fuck was that?
Just fucking
And
up the
finds
poor
the
goblin.
string. He's like, "Ah, that wasn't there a second ago."
Oh no.
Oh, shit.
What are you doing?
Backing away from the hallway, just giving space.
Okay, as you step back.
Bugabee.
Bugabee.
Goes and helps them back up, and they both dart up down the hallway.
I'm gonna go after him.
Right. So you finish your message. You're casting the spell as you hear the.
Oh, Orem.
Right, did you die? We think we found the secret entrance, by the way.
It was behind a painting.
Cut your eyelids off.
Let's catch up with the others, and as we leave, is there like a sack of flour or lentils?
Yes, you guys can find some. One or the other. They're both present.
I'm gonna take both.
So we found
Downstairs?
we found a hidden door behind this painting.
Yeah,
right?
like I would like to try to open it.
So should we assume that it's trapped? Should I try to
see if it's trapped.
if it's trapped, or
Yeah.
just dispel? I can
Let's
just
see if
dispel
it's
that.
trapped.
Okay. All right, I will cast Find Traps.
You go ahead and cast Find Traps, glance across the way, and a faint kind of translucent purplish energy immediately becomes brightly visible around the door mechanism.
It's trapped. It's trapped. It's trapped. I'll use Dispel Magic, and I will dispel it.
Okay.
I'll just sort of aim at it and focus and try to shut off the arcane effects.
Almost as if I can see
The purple energy dissipates, and the whatever trap-based enchantment currently was placed upon that door is no longer.
I'm gonna take out some ball bearings
They're playing
and just throw them on the ground in front of that door.
Wait, Fern.
But in front of the door that's you've immovable rodded, so
I'm gonna,
that
and I'm
if they
gonna
do get
grab my rod.
Ooh.
Okay.
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 But I may need it.
Okay.
I can do it on the other side.
You grab your rod as
They're
you
busy
kind of
playing.
Keep
carefully
rotting behind us.
scatter a series of small metallic spheres across the floor in front. Some of them kind of roll.
I'm gonna actually just try and really quickly just try and pick it. Just
Okay, I will guidance as you.
Thank you.
The door unlocks and opens.
We're in.
I'm also going to put some ball bearings on the bottom of the staircase.
Okay.
So are we
We're going through the door.
Through the door. Before we go, should we just subterfuge? Should we just like?
Try to hide the door.
I'm gonna shout something. I'm gonna shout out real loud.
Yeah.
The dining room floor. The dining room floor. Chetney, that's where the entrance is.
Okay. And in the relatively quiet hour in this manner, the voice carries quite a bit. You hear it from upstairs. You can see now the goblin is on the ground in the process of picking the lock at the front of the doors, while the Qatari is there kind of glancing back and looking kind of in your direction, almost looking straight at you, but past you as well.
I'll just keep an eye on him, trying to stay out of the Qatari's general area, and downwind if I can.
Fair enough. There is no wind in here. It is a still chamber, but nevertheless, you keep watch.
Yeah.
Eventually, the Qatari. Wait. Goes ahead and. I think we're safe. Opens the door, and suddenly you watch as the ceiling above seems to almost bend. They don't notice it. And this almost like stretchy tar-like substance immediately wraps around them, both get pulled up and are grabbed and latched to the ceiling above. And both, there's a moment pause. They both kind of look at each other. It's your fault. The guitar. The guy's like, shit, it's not your fault. Look, this, hurry. And they reach down and they're trying to pull it, but when they touch their chests, their hands are like stuck to this substance. They're both just attached to the ceiling above the partially open door now, just kind of like right there.
Could have been us.
And right at this time, you hear Fresh Cut Grass's voice echo from behind.
I'll head back down the stairs and try and find a goddamn dining room, which would only be on the first floor.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you go ahead and head down down the small staircase to the front of the landing, and like come back to the spiral staircase that heads downward. You charge around, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as you walk right through two statues.
Oh, that's okay. 21.
21. Great. So you only
23. Sorry.
Great. So you only take 9 points of lightning damage.
Oh wait, this is through the statues.
Correct.
The statues. I also had left ball bearings at the bottom of the
We'll get to that.
I know.
So as you go running down the stairs, all of a sudden
This is totally
you hear
Home
this. Shh, you go, what? You look over to the right as one of the statues that you only just now noticed at Von Hytroga. Its eyes burn bright white blue before you just see you white. You dart forward to get out of the way and manage to shrug off the severe impact as they collide behind you. Your ears ring as you come midair and go into a tumble. You hit the ground up to your feet. Right as your feet begin to out from under you. I need you to make another dexterity saving throw.
No! Oh, and it's 14.
You slide across the room, slamming into the front door. Boom! They're falling onto your back, onto probably a good 20 or so of these hard marble like steel balls onto your back. We'll say for that you just take 2 points of bludgeoning damage, but you are currently prone on the ground.
Are you alive?
I think so.
Can you roll over here?
Yeah.
Okay, now as we close the door, I catch the opening to the bag of the flour in the top of the door.
Lentils?
No, you're holding the lentils. So the flour, the top of the bag is now clasped in the doorway, and I push the rest of the sack against the ceiling, and I pull a dagger out of the back of my boot, and I jam it as hard as I can to hold the bottom of the bag up. And I take out my other one and get the other corner. So anyone who comes through here is getting antiqued. And then I hop down, and as we leave, I start spreading lentils on the first 3 or 4 steps.
We're not making soup?
Once we get the job done.
Okay. I'll help.
You all begin to descend the staircase, and this continues to kind of curve downward, almost a mirror of the small staircase that you encountered that led to the third kind of apex floor of the manor. It heads down, and the wood begins to transition into stone. And about 20 or so feet down, you watch as the thin kind of single file staircase curves and opens up into a chamber. Looking within here, you can see there is a set of large double doors, kind of in a wide 12-foot archway. And you can see like the chamber itself is about maybe 35, 40 feet across and about 20 feet wide. And that's where the archway is. On the other side, there is another staircase that seems to be entering, almost like you're entering from one side of 2 staircases that are entering into this bottom floor.
So there's another way down.
That's what we heard. We heard them. They were probably opening
that side.
Oh, do we hear or see? Go ahead.
Between the 2 staircases, there is a risen, almost like a stone platform with an intricate frame to it, and what looks to be some sort of artifact placed upon it with a plaque and a little bit of faint light coming down from above. This looks like the first of the museum pieces you've come across. As you now gather, you've likely stumbled into the museum proper.
Oh shit!
The double doors ahead of you are off to the side are closed. Let me go ahead and just give you a little.
We're going down the museum. Jeez,
Oh
Louise.
boy, this is already so exciting, and we barely started.
I thought we were about to win.
So, this is where you've entered from this side, and there are some low torchlight here. This is the other staircase, and this is that raised platform where you can see.
Do we hear anybody coming down the other set of stairs?
You do not hear any footfalls, anything coming down that staircase. You pick up a scent, like a faint combination of like fungus and body odor.
Oh, it's the Furbolg.
Oh yeah.
It appears to be fading.
Oh,
They're ahead of us.
Yeah, they're ahead.
Through the door.
I relay that, yeah.
Doors.
They're ahead of us.
Catch up.
All right, well, let's go.
Wait, what's on the door?
They closed the doors. They've clearly trapped it the same way we've trapped every door we've touched.
Well, let's find out. What's this? Let me check out this platform. What's going on with this platform?
Can you read the plaque or see what it is?
Okay, so you head over to the side and you can see this kind of raised bit of stone, and in the center of it there's a small, almost like a half pillar, and on it you can see there is a wooden box, and mounted and kind of facing up from there, you see what looks to be a leather headband with side elements that kind of like curve upward, but looks to be a sculpted brow where eyes look through. It's almost like a mask and a headdress of curved leather that almost curves up like a flame, and it has these like long tethers of leather strips that come down from the sides that have been dyed in like blues and reds, and you see on the plaque, it says headdress of a Lyth-Priest of the cult village of Hishari before its destruction. What terrible things has this artifact seen?
Does anything move on those suits of armor? A lever, hidden lever?
So while these are suits of classic armor I used on the map, these as you get closer are more like leather-clad suits of detailed armor, matching in a ceremonial theme.
That didn't approve.
These look similar in design as to the mask that you saw, the main central piece there. Something about them that seems weirdly familiar to you.
Weirdly familiar.
To Ashton or?
To Ashton.
Are they carrying swords?
No swords on them. And they're empty, and they're just kind of like placed upon.
Nothing is weirdly familiar to me.
But at the base of each of them, you can see it says ceremonial Hishari armor.
Hishari.
Huh.
Well, we gotta get through these doors. Come on, they're gonna get the thing.
It's barred on the other side. There's not a keyhole, right?
No, it's barred.
Can I fit my saw blade in between the doors? Like
the doors are about that thick. The saw blade might be able to fit through.
Oh, through the gap.
The little gap.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like through the gap there, you might be able to. You can give it a shot.
All right,
Yeah, give it a try.
I'll spin it up and try to slice through and see if I can slice the bar.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack.
Come on,
Attack.
FCG.
Terrible. 9.
Your precision on this is a little bit off, and instead of getting it between the two, you kind of like grind into the wood. And as it kind of splinters into it and kicks back, and your arm kind of pulls back out of it suddenly, you sense this strange kind of shift in the air above. It gets briefly cold for a second before the top of the door seems to just spray out what you think is mist.
But it's
that
lentils.
fills the area, but it is just burning lentils. These silken strands fill the space 20 feet around the center of this chamber, which encompasses, based on where everyone was kind of inspecting, all of you.
Oh, God.
And in the brief minute where you withdraw and look around, you are all webbed to the floor.
Fuck.
Oh no!
Damn it.
Can you burn the webs?
Yeah.
Now, I will give everyone a dexterity saving throw to try and dodge out of the way
Okay.
of the mist of this.
One, so I will reveal it. Oh, I rolled my first 2 natural ones of the campaign.
Oh my
Congratulations. That's a failure.
Dexterity save?
Yes.
14.
Glad my life
Failure.
was.
Yep.
16?
Failure.
12.
Failure.
Actually, 18.
Failure.
Oh, God.
Failure.
24.
Success.
Nice.
The only person that manages to dart and roll out of the way is Chetney as you kind of back off to the side of it. And all the rest of your friends, you can see now, are like up to their torso and shoulders, just like this
Oh
thick
my
strands of sticky
God.
web, and they're like,
Out of here now.
Noobs, I'll get it for us. I walk up to the door. And, no, I'm just kidding. Could I try to go over to Ashton and go like, hey, I'm going to need you to get out of this, bitch.
And I slap him in the face.
All right, I suppose I'm going to rage while I do this because I did just get hit.
okay. So you go into your angry rage, kind of feeling the pain from this little shit that just slapped you. Go ahead and roll a strength check with advantage because you are raging.
Natural 20, 24.
24. You rip yourself free.
I take the torch, I run over to Fern.
Yeah.
Sorry, baby.
Yeah, go for it.
Then I stick it in the webs to see if it'll burn.
Okay.
It's pretty hot, huh?
The webs do begin to burn, and they begin to ignite around you, and you do get yourself free in the few minutes it takes for them to burn around you. You take 2 points of fire damage.
I'm gonna get away from the door!
All right,
So you're gonna go ahead and like slam the door with your hammer.
I'm going to hit
Everybody
the door
clear.
with my fucking hammer.
It gets
Clear,
away
we're
from
gonna
the door.
clear.
Are we just, are we going for it?
Yes!
It cracks, slams open heavily, revealing the next chamber with it. The first thing you notice, beyond like the low torchlight and the interior of this chamber, is the central kind of dark purple carpet that sits in the middle of the room, the large candelabras that also light from each side. You can see 2 more sets of armor on the far corners, these having a little more of a insect-like design to them, almost like a chitinous armor, and the raised kind of platform in the center where the secondary light almost looks to be a second relic. There it looks like some sort of like twisted iron, like a brazier almost at a distance. You're not quite sure. And there's a plaque that just is visible beneath it. What are you two doing?
Well, reading the description and then also looking for switches and hidden buttons and panels, both on the dais and also the back wall between the statues.
On the day.
The on the top of this, you see what it looks like some sort of a metallic lattice, or like some sort of a elements of a metallic structure, intricately carved but bent and darkened, almost like it was blown apart. And the bottom writing on the plaque says, destroyed relic of the Shorhassian dynasty, supposedly from before the calamity, now a shell of its former power. Oh, the stories it could tell.
I sense a theme.
Is it a broken, busted up geometric shape?
It looks like it might have been. Yeah.
Boy.
Oh, shit. Oh.
But there's no, you didn't get any whiff from
beacon?
it, right?
A
Yeah,
busted
a beacon.
beacon?
I guess it was just the cage that the beacon is
Maybe,
in.
yeah.
Can I whip out my thieves' tools and go to work on the lock? The little lockpick.
Great.
So this is a complicated lock. A lot of these are. But you've you've dealt with something of this complication before, and it takes you less than a minute to go ahead and work through this lock before
Yes. Yes.
it's unlocked. It's open. It's free to go.
No problem.
I'm gonna open the door.
Okay. The door opens.
Yeah, because you already was
Oh, yeah.
You see
Oh, God, they're in there.
Oh.
Are they asleep?
Unconscious. Or...
You see candelabra in the chamber, another raised platform with another light overhead on some sort of an object there, and 3 of the opposing team face down on the ground, not moving.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I'm not gonna go in there.
I'm gonna gently close the door. You're opening the door of the chamber?
Wait. Is anyone standing within? Back up.
Yeah, we'll all back up.
The other room.
Yeah, we're all gonna back up.
Grab the door handle. I give her a shove and I dive out of the way.
Okay. You open the door, dive out of the way. Nothing.
Okay, I get back up in the door.
Okay. Looking into this chamber, you see another relic on a platform with a plaque and an overhead light, 2 candelabras, and a set of stairs that seems
There is a-
descending.
Down.
Oh shit.
Right about this time, too, you hear, as you're kind of running out of the way and hearing this conversation, you don't hear immediately more than you just notice coming down the steps to the right.
Oh no.
2 figures that are descending from above. A small goblinoid figure and a Hishari that both kind of noticed all of you right there. Covered in some dark tar-like substance and lots of flour. Angry and surprised.
Go, we run.
We run. We run.
You run.
We shut the door.
Oh wait, before we shut the door, I throw the
Oh.
ever-smoking bottle into that room. I unstopper it, throw it
All
into
right.
the room, roll it in, and then I shut the door.
This entire room is now entirely filled with smoke as you all dart into this final chamber off to the side. Got it. All right.
Take out my immovable rod. How does this, what type of handle is this? Can I do the same trickety trick that I did before and kind of put it in between the handle on the door?
Is it a
Is it like
knob?
a handle like...
No, it's a handle.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
so I stick it in and click, click.
Okay.
Oh, good idea.
So in this room, as you all stand in here,
Beatbox
you look
ourselves.
and you can see on the central pillar in the middle, there is this elongated wooden carved mask itself, probably about that long, and it has these like sullen, sad-looking open circles from where the eyes would be. Hanging in the room, you can see there are 5 different things that are just dangling from the ceiling. Strings that descend down into small wooden-like humanoid structures that are just kind of limp. and
Marionette?
dangling.
Yes, like puppets.
5 large marionettes dangle from the ceiling in this room. Okay, you approach the plaque. It says, Haunted Mask of the Mountain. A cursed relic that was once a sign of station within the dwarven noble house of Ovorag in Othanzia. This mask was found near the body of every mysterious death within the family over 4 generations. Casting it out, its dark power somehow found its way here.
I like the show.
This is an entire museum of things that he doesn't understand or know anything about.
You also notice now all these plaques end in an ellipses. he makes very strong use of them.
Is there anything magical in this room?
Yes.
Salem punctuation.
The mask itself seems to give off a faint magical aura.
The mask is magical.
And the 5 marionettes give off magical aura.
Oh god.
Y'all hear that?
Magic puppets. Magic puppets, magic mask.
Oh, I didn't think
Yeah.
there were magic.
Which
puppets.
Fern, as you're reading the
Nothing
plaque,
else magic or?
as you're reading the plaque, marionettes drop from the ceiling. The crumpled, unmoving marionettes just all of a sudden shoot up. The top of them being pulled aloft by an unseen force. They kind of
Okay, so I am going to, from my hand, produce scorching rays. Okay, first hit, that's an 18 plus 8. That one hits.
That definitely hits.
19.
That hits.
And 17.
Hits. So roll damage on each of these.
Woo! Look
9.
at you.
9. Burns away.
Yeah.
6.
6.
5.
5.
Yes, let's
Okay,
go.
okay.
She's a
Burn,
killer.
yes.
I'm really sorry, Chetney. It just turns out I'm really good at killing wood.
Oh, I'll keep you to your word.
So, with all the vines burned away and the marionette dolls destroyed, the door behind you now begins to
Oh no.
Everybody down the stairs. I'll go last.
Well, as you step down into this chamber, you can see within you a number of kind of small desks or tables off to the side, some burning torches, and a central pillar that rises up into this like darkly, almost devilishly carved platform in the center. It kind of has an ominous look to it, and the overhead light has almost a reddish orange hue to it, into what looks like a small book that is placed onto the top of the platform. The plaque
is so unwelcoming.
Yeah.
Perhaps maybe we pop open these doors first.
Can I get
and then-
started
But we
trying
would
to
only have to
pick the
pop
lock on
open
this
one.
door?
Exactly.
Yes, you can.
You're right.
You go ahead and work on the lock, and it opens up on that side. Peek in the chamber.
Oh, God.
Yep.
All right.
Boom.
Reveal your
Looking into
secrets.
this chamber, it has another chamber that leads into another doorway and a raised pillar in which you see a display case and a lengthy spear that is currently set upright with a plaque beneath it. Overhead light coming in this like soft white light on.
Anybody, you have at it. I'm gonna go check the other door.
Can I read the plaque that's in this room?
You can.
Okay.
Step up to that
I
space.
just don't want to get close to any
Yeah,
of the
not too
artifacts.
close, just little pieces.
You read it, and this one reads, Journal of Vespin Chloris. Spent a mild fortune procuring the mystical journal of Vespin Chloris. Thought lost to time. The horrors scrawled within by the mind of one of history's greatest villains can drive one mad. ...
Shut the fuck up.
That's
It's gotta be a
real.
fake. It's gotta be a fake. It's gotta be a fake.
Yeah. There's no way.
This turd would not have.
So I want to
Yeah,
read
what
it.
I
I know. I really want to read it.
Taking it. I don't
Okay.
care.
Well, first things first. We'll think about it.
I go to the door on the other side of the room while they're talking, and I check it for traps.
Check it for traps.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Beautiful. 23.
23.
Rolling fucking great right
Yeah, it does not seem to be trapped, but is indeed locked.
I will give it a jiggle.
We're doing the work of the forum. The people.
Yeah.
24.
The other door gives way.
I push it open. And I dive out of the way.
Okay. Dive out of the way just as you reveal another room
Is that a body?
with a risen platform. And there atop it, you see what looks to be the masthead of some ship, broken away with bits of wrecked and broken driftwood. And at the front of it, you see most of the carving of a warrior woman, shield in one arm, blade in the other, both behind her.
I'll walk up so I can see the placard and give it a read.
Masthead of the Hungry Fathom, renowned ghost ship of the Osmit Sea, born from the sinking of the historical Hespet pirate captain Eldor Trornak. This recovered portion of the original ship is said to call out its spectral counterpart. How scary, ...
Oh my god, I love it.
I feel like we should just go through one of these and.
Oh boy.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the plaque of the.
I'll
other
cast it.
area.
I'll cast it right now.
Can you look at the
Over here?
plaque of there? All right.
Okay. So go ahead and inspect the placard on that one. It reads, Spear of Judgment. The fabled Spear of Judgment bequeathed to Yuana Brete, High Cleric of the Lawbearer as she helmed the charge of her subjects at the walls of the great siege of the Dawn City. A true hero's weapon. ...
Fucking ellipses skill.
That's an actual thing that we could use.
This is like some Fantasy Star shit happening. Right? So much ellipses. Okay.
I'll just cast locate object. We need to find this thing,
Yeah,
right? It's
we're
fine.
just wasting time.
Okay.
I will extend my little wire antennas and search for the object.
All right, as you focus, you feel everything draw you this direction. This way.
Straight through the wall. We got to make a hole in the wall.
No, I think we can go around.
So you all head into this chamber here?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, masthead. Woo!
Alrighty. Check,
But-
what are you doing?
I'm gonna move up to this door and check it for traps. Check it for traps.
Okay. Right as you cross the threshold of that center portion of the room, I need you to go ahead
Please summon an
and make a
entire
dexterity saving throw for me, please.
I have
Oh, Chetney.
nothing. No advantage.
Chetney.
Natural 1.
cheddar.
Oh God.
So you all kind of enter the room, and you can hear the sound echoing of a door being pummeled heavily. So you can sense they're getting close to breaking through the chamber upstairs. As Chetney turns around, and then just drops out of view. The ground, about a 10-foot by 10-foot square right in front of that door, just drops, and you fall onto a greased slide and begin to slide down into darkness. Slide for what seems like 20, 30 feet at a very steep angle before dropping once more, impacting on a relatively soft pack of what feels like earth at first, but the smell is quite pungent.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Any damage from that fall from the slide?
No damage. Well, you see the interior of this, and it's angled at like an odd kind of like swerving feel, and it is a kind of a greased chamber. You can see like the streaks of whatever this grease was. It's like your back is all slick from it. And you look at the ground, and it's this like semi-translucent, almost like a hard Jello floor.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that could be.
we got to get that down real quick.
I take out some. I look at the wall that I just fell from. Is it like earth? Is it stone?
It's slick stone.
Slick stone. Okay. I take out the climbing equipment that we just bought at that fucking store.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna run over and start dropping down a rope.
And I'll take out one of the pitons or whatever, and I'll just start trying to hit right like at my chest level into the stone, just to get one piton to maybe put a foot on.
Okay, go ahead and make a strength check for me as you do that. As you start hammering it in, you're getting your rope out.
Yeah.
Well,
Natural 20.
Hell yeah.
oh yes.
You like hammer the pit as it sticks into the stone. You see it cracks a little bit and slides in a couple inches and feels like it's pretty solid. It's about this time that you notice your feet are going a little numb because you've sunken a few inches into the ground.
Who bought the?
And you glance down, and the jello that you're on is pulling you in.
Could I grab the piton and try and like pull myself up to put a foot up?
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Okay.
We gotta get down there.
It's made of slime.
Dexterity saving throw.
Can you shoot your
13.
grappling hook down there?
13.
I can. It doesn't.
You
I'll be the
managed to
first.
just pull your legs free
I'll go down.
on this piton, but you're still like holding onto a pin in the middle of the stone floor, and it's right there, and you see it's still moving up. So what are you gonna do?
I'll turn into a fucking. I'll turn into a werewolf.
Okay.
Nice.
And I'm gonna sink whatever claws I can into the wall and try and pull myself up and put one foot on the piton, so I'm just at least out of contact, even if I'm just balancing one damn leg with claws in the wall.
As you step up onto it, you're not getting any purchase, and then your foot slips, you fall back. Your back slaps onto this creature. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
Okay, all right.
50 feet of rope. 50 feet of rope.
You lower the rope, you get to the end of your rope.
We said?
Yeah, go down.
Tying it to me and sliding me down.
Okay, so tying it to you, let's say it takes about 5 feet off of it, 45 feet. You like slide down, hit the angle, and then just at the edge of the angle, the rope comes to an end. So you hear the transformation, and you hear like the scuffle and attempts of this. Now tying it does take a moment to get it around you, so in the interim,
13 again.
13 again, you just managed to pull yourself free a second time. What are you doing?
I'm gonna try the piton again because that's all. That's
Make another acrobatics check
all
for
I
me.
got.
This is what he meant by, I don't think it'll kill you.
19.
19. You get up onto it and you hold on, and you're like holding tight now. You're about 20 feet below the edge, the lip there above.
We've got 30 more feet of
And you can
rope.
see
I would put
the floor
Well, okay.
is now rising.
I mean, I would have to hold on to.
It's
all
I'm gonna be
moving
holding
up
on
to
to
try
you.
and get to you.
Let's not cause another
As the
problem.
floor rises up, you can see parts of it reach out, and you don't notice it at first. Like your ankles just go a little numb. And as you're looking up and growling at Aurum, you suddenly feel the numbness, and you look down, and up to your knees is currently swallowed by this weird slimy floor, which you now can see within it. There are all manner of bones just free floating within it.
All right.
I'll be at the end. Let's do it.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
we're
make
just gonna. Oh god.
a
we're
Bell's
so-
Hell's
so
chain of
to try to get.
Okay.
arms.
So Aurum
Wolfman.
lowers slowly. He's about 4 feet from your grasp.
Uh-huh.
You can try and leap for him?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
This
You
is
got
gonna-
mad hops, yeah?
Yeah.
It is only a 4-foot leap, so it's not terribly high, but it is a greased python. I will say, do it with disadvantage, but it's a lower DC.
Okay.
Okay.
Essentially, you have to beat a 12.
Beat a 12.
It's the same number. 15.
1 foot slips a little bit, the other one you push off, claws go outward, and you grasp Orm's hand.
I get one claw in the forearm.
It digs in. Which is important because even as you grab, you feel him begin to slip from the grease and oil that was on him, but that one claw gives just enough leverage and it hurts, and I will say you take a point of piercing
That
damage.
feels like a tendon, man.
But with that, you all feel the rope pull with a heavier weight on it. All right. I need a group athletics check.
You guys, I was at 4 hit points.
Oh shit!
I fell in there, that was it.
Oh no!
As you're pulling him up, the wolf is holding there, and occasionally you see like the muscles tense, and this kind of like growl, and this instinctual growl begins to emerge from Chetney.
I fight the urge to let go.
Probably smells blood.
Just pulling him up. Make another wisdom saving throw.
Oh
no!
So he can, he's got like feral instincts.
It's fine.
He's got evilness in him.
Oh, that's 11. Okay.
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 Oh my god.
The growling still remains, and you can still see the intelligence and humanity behind Chetney's wolven eyes, but there's something unsettling about this interaction. There's something feral behind his visage that makes you feel uneasy as you begin to be pulled up out of the darkness in this chasm below.
Are you sure that's not just Travis?
I will say, because you guys barely made it, it's a slow ascent, which means one more wisdom saving throw. This is a slow ascent.
Wait.
You're gonna kill him?
So, as you just managed to pull Orem and Chetney up from this greased opening,
He's out.
you pull out of the entryway. Just as the growl turns into an angry roar, and you need to make an attack roll against Orem.
What is she?
Can I react to this?
Yeah, you all.
Can I cast command on
You certainly can.
and I'm just gonna try to control him and say stop.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. Been making a lot of those. 10.
You fail, so you have
So
to
you
I was
stop
gonna stop anyway.
Oh well,
and
shit.
hold yourself there for a minute. The blood's still coursing in your veins.
What is happening?
I'm gonna swing my other hand down and grab his hand through the pain with 2 hands, because it's been one the whole time, and still hold on.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm bleeding heavy, and I'm really fucking pissed, but I'm holding on.
Are you in control?
Yes.
What was that? Why were you so mad?
I am ready to swing if shit gets weird.
We're running out of time.
Yeah, we don't.
We'll sort
we're
this
gonna
out
deal with this
later.
later. Yeah.
Can we get through the door?
Let's. We gotta talk about this.
Could you heal me just a little?
We just attacked Orem.
Later.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
14.
Okay.
All right, cure
Keeping the
wounds.
beast at bay.
Oh my gosh.
I was looking at the.
I'm going to go and shut and lock the door.
Yeah. That
That's
we're
to the
in.
hallway now that things seem
Now that
to
we're
have
all in
chilled out.
here. Oh God, what is that?
Just give me the rope, I'll jump over.
As it opens up,
Yes,
you look
that's a
inside
good
this
idea.
small chamber, and immediately on the other side, you see a large stone lion perched and just staring in your direction with its mouth partially open, about 12 feet across and about maybe like 6 feet tall. Just you glance out, and you can immediately see on the floor the pattern of stone tile work. There are 2 pieces that the textures are opposite of the other that are on the way to the opposite door.
Okay.
And you just, as soon as you see that, the rest of your party's moving towards it.
You gonna kill us again?
Those 2 are different. Don't step there.
And you glance off to the side and you can see the base of the lion does have a swivel.
Oh.
And the mouth itself does have a bit of a cavernous throat.
Oh.
But with that, you can all carefully step past those and one by one make it over to that door. But however, nobody can get too close to the door unless whoever's unlocking it.
I will try and pick the lock.
Go ahead and roll. Adding your dexterity modifier and your proficiency modifier.
Why does he
What?
have that face?
Because if he's hurt, what?
I can do it if
What could
you're
possibly go wrong in this tiny room filled with...
So Jade Lion. I technically have thieves' tools, but it's not my forte.
No, I'm good at picking locks.
All
It's
right,
just, I hope
please.
it doesn't fucking kill us. There we go. Okay. 15. 20. Dirty 20.
All right, so carefully, go ahead. The lock unlocks.
Okay.
What do you do?
Ready?
Throw it open.
I push the door open.
As the door opens,
Oh.
nothing happens.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
My
read
heart.
that one. I couldn't read
Someday
that
we're
one.
not gonna fall for it.
I know.
It hasn't happened yet.
No, I don't know if it ever will.
No, I
It does
won't
reveal
do
the
it.
next chamber, though. There are these like carvings that look almost like vacuous humanoid spaces in the wall. Look old. There are two candelabras, and then across the way you see what looks to be a raised
Humanoid spaces.
platform with a like glass case.
Can I scan the floor and the walls for traps?
You do not see any traps, but you do notice that the alcoves on each side, the coloration is changing.
Oh, it's already changing.
Yeah, it's starting to form up.
So what you're seeing now, as you all kind of step in and look over, is in these spaces here, as you're like, over there's where there's a glass container, you see the coloration is going to like a deep earthy brown, because it's almost like some sort of earthen-like substance is pouring into it and forming quickly
It's making a goal.
into a large...
Yeah, just
What are you
we
doing?
need to get the
Grab
thing
it
and
and
get
run.
out.
Well, first off, you notice that there is indeed a plaque on it. The plaque, at a quick glance, reads, Wind Folly, the earring of Harudan. The earring worn by the mythical Jinn Harudan who forged the realm of Taj Najme before being outsmarted of it. What a lesson for the ages to beware the deals one makes. ...
I'm gonna run up and hit it with the hammer.
Oh boy.
The hammer hits it and you pull back, it like rebounds off of it, and you do see there's a very, very faint crack. That is some hard fucking glass. You made some impact on it, but it definitely is pretty strong. In fact, it kind of reminds you of the glass that your hammer's made.
Yep.
Do we need the spirit destiny? For the other room?
Oh,
Since
yeah.
I attack twice every 6 seconds, so I'm
So make a second strike.
gonna make a second strike. Although I'm not raging. So. Natural 20.
Okay, yeah.
Get it.
That'll help.
Ooh.
Nice.
9, 18, 24 points of damage.
24 points of damage. All right. It hits again. The cracks a little bit more. This thing definitely seems to be resistant to the sort of damage that it's taking. It is taking damage. It's just...
Glass.
It's
You want to
taking it
blast this?
in small
Please?
bits.
Yeah.
It's about now.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh
those look
god, two
bad.
of them?
We're all pretty hurt, yeah?
Yeah.
These two massive humanoid constructs made of solid, like shifting clay emerge, partially formed, and where their faces would be, these little burning coal-like red eyes flicker on as they both kind of harden into their space. That's where I'm gonna pick up next week.
Oh! Matthew,